Well, I'm kind of leaning into the algorithm, and we're doing comps. The people want comps, so we're doing comparisons. These are going to be skill comps, so we're not comparing every aspect of the player or like the whole player's game like a lot of comparisons do. This is just looking at specific skills and traits of certain players, and then seeing how we can compare them to guys in the NBA already. I do think comparisons can be useful, especially comps like this, as long as we indulge responsibly in making like these comps. So hopefully that's what we're gonna do today, and in the other videos of this I do, because there will be more. So Jaden Ivey is blindingly fast. It doesn't take an expert to watch him play like this and realize that this guy is very special. So Ivey's intersection of vertical and horizontal athleticism is very special and rare. There just aren't a lot of guys who are able to get into the paint this quickly and get up this easily, especially at 6'4". Like, it is a rare athletic trait. Like, take a minute and tell me all of the current NBA players, even past NBA players, who are this level of vertical and horizontal athlete. Just take a second, leave the comments. Like, there just aren't a lot when you really think about it, especially not ones who are actually good at basketball. Like, not thinking like the Hami Diallos and stuff of the world. Point being, this is very, very rare. His ability to, again, a totally set defense. There's no tilt. There's no help. He's able to win with defenders in the middle and dunk in traffic in a half court. Like, this is unbelievably special. Like, not just the ability to get up quick and finish, but the ability to hang in the air and wait for something to open up. It's really crazy. Like, he's just so wild. And like, one of the most similar athletes. This is a Mark Schindler special. Hi, Mark. But Jaden Ivey is really prime Oladipo as an athlete. Like, they are strikingly similar in terms of build, in terms of burst. Just Oladipo had the same uncanny ability to just like whoosh by a guy and then like effortlessly float up and do stupid shit like that. Like, there just aren't a lot of guys in the league who are like 6'4", 6'5" that can do this. Even today, and Primal Depot like was unbelievable. Like, one of the best guard athletes in quite a while. The exact same like ability to like get a drop pick and roll big on his heel, as we saw Ivy do earlier. Make a quick move and just like dunk the ball. There's like absolutely nothing that there's nothing that these guys can do. Obviously, like, a difference is like Ivy has like a lot or Oladipo has a lot more of an intermediate game than Ivy has, and that's a weakness of Ivy's. But they're, as we're saying, different players. Again, I think this is an example of how you can use Ivy as a shooter off of the ball, because Ivy is a very good off-ball shooter at the moment. Great catch and shoot numbers. And then like plays like this where he just kind of like comes off of a dribble handoff and shoots a three is going to be something that's bread and butter for Jaden Ivey, because like Oladipo, these defenders are terrified of the drive. They're terrified of him getting 2 feet in the paint, so he can have this time to shoot, which I really need with his jumper. And let's not forget that Ivy is like well further ahead of Oladipo shooting as a prospect. Oladipo had the same like pretty blinding acceleration and vertical athleticism, and just the same ability to get 2 feet in the paint like whenever he wanted and really rise up to hang and finish. Like, that was there like Ivy, but Oladipo was not doing stuff like this. Even though it's like not like every play, like Ivy can really create for himself off of the bounce and like nail pull-ups. Like, we're at a place ahead of where Victor was at college. So like, they're probably like more intrigue as a shooter, honestly. But like, as athletes, they're pretty similar. And like, among like established stars, there aren't very many, but we're talking about upcoming stars. Jaden Ivey certainly falls in like the Anthony Edwards, Jalen Green model, where the way they get their buckets and just the way they play is very different, but the fundamental nucleus of their game is the same. It is, I catch the ball, you cannot stop me from getting into the paint, and you cannot stop me from finishing when I'm there. Like, that is just the common thread, where, excuse me, if they're off the ball attacking, like Ant is here, or if they're on the ball making, like, this is still one of the craziest dunks I've seen in like a long time. Just unbelievable. Like, so like no matter what's going on, like no matter the situation, if it's self-created, and like Ivy's different from Ant. Like obviously, like, he's not as strong or explosive probably vertically, but like this is the kind of stuff that Ivy's gonna be able to do as well, even if it doesn't look the same. And again, Jalen Green was last year's version of this. Again, totally different from Ant and Ivy, but the same fundamental principle. Even though there's a set defense and a set defender, I am getting 2 feet in the paint whenever I want, and when I'm there, I'm going to finish. This is just like the nucleus of their games, and it is a nucleus that makes for special players. I mean, think of like prime Russell Westbrook, was this kind of player. Like the only real one among like established star guards I can think of is Ja, who is, again, I don't actually think is that bad of a comparison to Ivy broadly. Like they're very different, like the feel is very different, but like as we're seeing, like he's one of the few guys who are really like this, like really the nuclear vertical, nuclear horizontal athlete, and that's what makes Ivy, a potential like guy who could be worth a number 1 pick. So hope you enjoyed this, and let me know who you want to see.